Just tell the truth, and you ain't got to worry about it.
That's what people do in life. They exaggerate more so than anything. Somebody, anything can happen. They talking about, man, they was wilding out, throwing chairs and everything. Maybe one chair was thrown. That's what people gonna say. You know what I'm saying? But
They're gonna try to make it sound good.
You want to play that, but my thing is this: when Deion got to Colorado, the man said one of the things he like is no crime, and for him to say that, there were several incidents going on that them guys did not talk about because they got phone calls. Oh well, you should put it out there, and say your boombox was misplaced and all the. Why you gotta say all that? And somebody out here stealing your shit and all the money you bring into the city and people doing that. Trucks and windows knocked out. Then we say, well, no, that didn't happen. It was isolated. We don't know who did it. Well, it was somebody down the street and all this and that. Okay. Well, if we want to say that the campus is safe, okay, you say that. I don't believe that, but you can say that.
I don't think anybody is saying. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't think of the last time I've even been down to Jackson State, and the stories that Eminem may get.
Look,
he may know more
up,
than I do because unless it's something big, I mean, it probably wouldn't necessarily make the local news unless somebody brandished a weapon or something like that. But so I know Eminem may have some light on it, but I don't know what is and what isn't true outside of the murders and outside of her, like I said, saying she doesn't feel safe and. Man.
Yeah, but like I say, but if you're talking about the city of Jackson, that's one thing. Nobody's gonna argue that. But
y'all actually believe this girl was rich and she feels safe down there? Now,
hold on. Ain't nobody. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
What security she have there?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Deiondra is a grown woman, right?
Yes.
And her daddy was in Madison on a nice place. Anything she did in the city of Jackson was her choice. You know where you're going before you going. Will you at least acknowledge that? She black. She know about Jackson.
No, but you got to realize what these guys said. Deion says kids didn't grow up in nothing less than 40,000 square feet growing up. Now they can come in and they can dance with the band and all that. End of the day, them guys is rich. They in Colorado right now in $11,000 a month apartment.
Okay, and that's fine. Power to them. But I'm saying we're talking about Deiondra Sanders. Anything she did, if she really felt she was that unsafe, she didn't have to come here anyway. Her daddy one got hired.
What is it?
And then
her dad is doing big things in the city.
You evading what I'm saying. Her daddy got the job.
Yeah.
She didn't go to Jackson State. She promoted at some of the shadiest clubs for someone that's afraid and everything. I mean, so I ain't thinking about what she's saying really. I mean, about her talking about she didn't feel safe and stuff like that. If you don't feel safe, there's certain places you don't go in Jackson if you don't feel safe.
Exactly.
She went.
But that's what I'm saying.
This is somebody that was going to prison to visit Boosie. She's been around criminals.
Listen, if you truly fear for safety, it's just like right now. If none of us want to get in a bunch of shit that ain't got nothing to do with us, I don't care what 50th state it is. When you see certain things, you like, well, hey man, what's the deal with that? Nah, man, I don't fuck around over there. Everybody know that. Right. But if you do it and then turn around, and have some kind of situation, now you're gonna start talking about this, that. Why were you there?
Okay, let me ask you a question. You live in Jackson for 30 years, or a little more than 30. Do you feel safe anywhere in Jackson?
Me personally?
Yes.
I do. I feel safe in a lot of places, but I'm not gonna lie and say it's a safe. Hold on, I'm answering your question.
Okay.
But what does that got to do? What does that got to do with me? This is where I lived at. If my dad got on in a city somewhere that had crime out the chain, I'm a grown man. I go I can visit my dad in the suburbs where he actually lived at. I don't have to go anywhere near downtown, wherever, or inner city, wherever. But I choose to. And not only I choose to, I'm throwing parties with my money, with dudes, I'm not gonna say no name, that everybody know got multiple bodies and all this shit on, and everybody know that. And then to these white folks, they're gonna get on TV, oh this, oh that, try to make it seem like, that's what everybody was mad about. Nobody was, like I say, if she didn't exaggerate stuff and just been like, hey, hey, I'm glad for my siblings, communicating or whatever, hey, but you knew that before you came.
Well,
you know that before you came. If you really, any person, your safety is number one. But you know that before you go anywhere. Nobody's blind to that. It's certain, as small as Jackson is, nobody that's black probably has not heard of certain stats or whatever. So I mean, you already know if you really.
But I tell you what, people around that area, New Orleans and all that, didn't know. People up here don't know what Jackson is. They hear about the water crisis, but you tell me Jackson is like Beirut down there. People don't even know that.
Deiondra Sanders, maybe not where you at, but Deiondra Sanders know. She knew before she came.
But this is what I'm saying. Just because you are somewhere, that does not mean that you feel safe. That's Deion them. You could tell they didn't feel safe. All that security he had with him and everything, everywhere he went, you can't feel safe. See, people.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna just end at this because now we flipping back. The question was about Deiondra Sanders saying whatever she said about JSU. If we're not talking about the city of Jackson.
Hey, y'all.
We're talking about
y'all say she had parties and everything else.
Okay.
Unless she had them on Jackson, y'all took it there.
If whoever don't want to come to Jackson State, don't come. Power to Deiondra, they'll never have to come back. Nobody's caring about that. Everybody have to make the choice for them. But if you're gonna say something about something, if you don't want nobody to respond, then just tell the truth. Now, because to applaud Ed Reed for telling the truth, but if it was a problem with everybody else telling the truth, Deiondra's not telling the truth.
Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.